All right, so I'm just going to unmute us. I'm going to start some video here. Make sure we're all looking good. I think this is the right angle. Feeling good about it.
Is that your new bedspread behind you?
I think I might use it as such. They sent it to me, and it's actually like really, it's like double layered and everything. It's like it's like a picnic cloth or something. But and oh, I had it in here 26 years. How about that, y'all? Well played. Well played. So I've got a couple of them if you want one. People are gonna be like, "What is this? She's 26 years old. I don't know." I should put that on my running backpack for when I'm going from work.
Yeah. Cool.
All right, so I guess we'll call the order. So let's see, order at 4:06. Did everybody look over the minutes from this last meeting? Are there any changes, anything that somebody saw that they think should be changed? Maybe I'll make a motion to accept the minutes.
I'll second that.
Thanks, Pam. Pam seconds. Hello, Phil. Ooh, I need to record. Give me 1 second. Recording. All right.
Do we need to do that again for the record?
Well, so we'll call to order at 4:06, and then I'm going to make a motion to accept the minutes.
And I seconded.
Pam seconds. Can I get a show of hands for all ayes to? So that's all ayes. No nays. So I have passed around. We've got the minutes out there. We also have the 2025 annual report. I've had a few alterations that people have requested. Gary wants me to add some wordage for the bittersweet. Rachel pointed out that I didn't put her name in there just yet. So actually I have my name further up. But I got you in there now. And if anyone else has anything that you want to change or add into that annual report, I'm more than happy to do so. But once we're done with alterations, we'll get Lauren to sign it. We can send it to mayor and commission. Pam added our treasurer's report for the year as well. Things financially are looking good for us. So up quite a bit from the beginning of 2024. We were talking about that. Actually, I think I have the 2024 directly behind the 2025 in the annual report. It's like the last pages. So you can see like the difference from our starting balance in 2024 was like $11,000. And now it's like $26,000. So we've made a hefty chunk of change in donations and
The transfer from
the transfer of the Founders Tree Trust was huge. So everybody take a look at that. Gary has to leave at 5. So I'm just going to kind of let that pass around and maybe we can, well, we can't accept it because I'll have to make the changes to it. Or maybe we could just talk about the changes. He just wanted to add vine to it, after bittersweet. So it's not a big change. If we don't have any other major changes, though, maybe we can vote on its acceptance. Yeah. But we'll save that for a few minutes until everyone's looked at it. Does anyone have any business that they want to bring up? I know we have
just real quick.
agenda.
I have my monthly show and tell.
Very cool, Gary. Show and tell.
This is this is the latest trending fad in herbicide application devices. It's known as this is the Dobbit brand applicator. And it's really nice. You're just doing micro doses when you do it cut and paint. It's just a tiny little microdose, no spillage, no excess.
This is everything.
no spraying. And the volunteers really love it because it's a real, it gives them a real comfort zone.
Where do you get that?
Amazon. And so this brand, there's some organizations that are, you know, using these, but this brand, it's got a real tough applicator tip. It's made of wool, so it doesn't tear up. A lot of them are foam or cloth, but this one is like, it's really tough.
If you get like a bingo dauber,
Yeah,
it'll
yeah.
be foam a lot of times, but these are merino wool.
Right.
So.
Yeah. And if you get one, you can modify it with Velcro to keep track of. Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
Is it refillable?
Do what?
Not
Refillable.
Is it?
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, and you get replacement caps and everything, yeah. And this is the 1 ounce pocket or purse size, but it comes in 4 ounce and 8 ounce, so. But just
What size is that one?
1 ounce.
Did you say it comes loaded with?
No, no.
Okay, it's round up or whatever. you
Yeah,
use.
yeah, I've got like glyphosate in it, but it is,
So you just buy the empty container and
yeah.
add the
Mhm.
poison of your choice to it.
And I put like dye in it too.
Yeah.
Because you put it on such a small amount that the dye is critical to know that you've actually put it on there.
Yeah.
But it's got a little valve in the top, and so you just press it and it releases it. You don't have to rub it, you just put it on there, and so that is a
All right.
trending thing.
Oh. I usually use those little hand sanitizer bottles.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, sometimes it's spray, but just a drip, but then the lid always comes off.
Mhm.
Chaos in my work
Yeah, I
belt.
used to empty mustard containers. They had little twist tops, but this is
Now,
foolproof.
the new, God, we should have invented that.
I hope that person makes $1 million.
But if you go on Amazon, the little comments thing for this Dobbit brand, you'll see a lot of people saying this is the greatest thing for putting herbicide on cut stump. So, or bingo cards, whatever.
Whichever. Similar things, but and I think we're using those sustainability office and landscape management are kind of teaming up in like this experimental partnership where we're going to certain large areas and administering or cutting invasives and putting on, dabbing on herbicides. So some of our landscape guys have been using them here recently too. So, and they seem to like it. I guess speaking of invasive vines, MLK Day was great. Rachel was there, Phil was there, Lauren. What's that look, Stacy?
Oh, I don't know. I was at another site. I was in a different
Ah,
site.
ah.
I was there at a different site.
I thought you were
You
questioning.
asked, I
Yes.
was just gonna ask, Stephanie's not on here as an ex officio member for sustainability, so my question is, I guess, do they have, because Stephanie's been coming for a long time, but she's not listed.
My understanding was I think Mike Wharton is like technically the one that's supposed to be ex officio, but I'm not sure about that. One of the two should be.
Yeah.
Let's see, I'll add that as a change. She ex officio.
Well, I think Stephanie was coming as his,
As a stand-in, essentially.
Mhm.
Yeah, yeah. So if nothing else, one of them definitely needs to be on there. But we can say Stephanie. She's the one that's actually gonna be doing it. Okay.
yeah, I mean, just, she's been active.
Yeah.
Does she remember?
All right, so we'll add that as well. Can you just mark it on there? Just like with your own pen? Very cool. That way when I sit down with it, it'll be easy for me to make the changes.
relative to MLK Day, did anyone use cut stump on, because we didn't.
Yeah, no one on our project did any herbicide treatment, unless maybe somebody with New Urban Forestry did. Yeah, it was all just cutting.
Yeah.
This time of year, it's kind of tough. There's not much activity. But later on in the year, if there's any activity like painting on to the new buds would be really effective. before they're hardened off, especially. What?
Because I usually do when I'm gonna cut something.
Yeah, I didn't really want to wade into those territories, for the volunteer day.
Yeah, I think the
Um,
suggestion was for New Urban to come, or somebody to follow up with an oil-based herbicide, which you can
Mhm.
use, you know, a month later on cut stuff.
yeah. Let's see.
Am I-
I was
So-
gonna you.
So I wanted to add on to, Stacy mentioned, I think Joe Perloff's ready to jump off too, by the way. He
Let's take it off.
hasn't been here in a while. Speaking of like the role.
Take Joe. I'll take him off.
And I don't know, like what the protocol is, if you need that formally, like,
Technically, if you miss 3 meetings, you can be removed.
Okay.
So he's removed. um, and I've talked with him. It definitely seems like that's the case. He's just too busy, I think. But he's still at New Urban, right?
Yes, because I just started last week.
Oh, did you?
One of the technicians treated the wrong tree.
So Sean. All right, so we'll take Joe Perloff off. Maybe we should just, Nunnally, can you just cross his name off there?
Yeah.
I guess we need to try to fill in.
I think I met this person.
Monica's on that
Um,
list.
She's,
We were talking about Monica.
As ex officio or?
Emeritus.
Okay.
I didn't know we had emeritus. It's not in the bylaws, I thought.
I don't think so.
I thought that there were a few members that were granted that early on.
Okay. Well, she should be emeritus. She's been-
Who else?
Roger Cowthan, I think I've seen his name on it.
But Roger used to be Lance.
He used to be Jeannie. Yeah. And I think there were a couple other names that I've seen, but I've never read the bylaws with respect to like emeritus members. I wonder if that's even official.
Question that a little bit. It's just because I think about like Bob Barker and I think about like Andrew, why wouldn't he be, right? Because he was,
Yeah.
so you'd have to kind of question some of those folks. Because we've been on for long enough to know who some of those folks are,
Yeah.
why they wouldn't necessarily be listed.
Well, I haven't looked at the bylaws in regard to that either, but I know in some organizations, you're not just granted that title when you retire. You have to request it, and generally that implies that you maintain some kind of presence and involvement in the organization beyond your retirement. So,
Yeah,
I question it too.
yeah.
In that regard.
Okay.
I mean, I would love for Monica to come back. Don't get me wrong.
Right.
She wants to be
But
active.
she has other things going, but I
Yeah.
don't know, she's not.
Yeah.
My thought that it was kind of this honor where it was like, if you want to come back to the meetings and give your take, then it's well taken
But they,
from
but
those
they can
members.
always come back, right? I mean, anybody is public.
Member of the
meeting,
public.
so-
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just, I think you'd appreciate that.
Did I brought him up?
Yeah, I mean,
Let's see. Almost done with that, with the annual report.
Okay.
Um,
I've seen it with 2 ones.
hey, Melissa, can you start passing that out? Have you seen that yet?
Yeah, I saw it just now. It's lovely.
yeah.
So I got some art sent to me from Marissa earlier today. It's a really long piece of art because it would be wrapping around the coffee can. This is her first draft. I think a lot of the wording has not been put in there yet. The only thing I can see that I would like is maybe a few more of those granite posts. Because there's a few of them, a few more than that on the real thing.
That one looks like a tombstone. If you can turn it sideways,
And it just a tad.
make it look like a post.
Are the leaves appropriate? Are those correct?
The oak leaves that are there beside it are correct. They're
Okay.
white oak. Of course, the leaves on the actual tree aren't really shaped like leaves, more just stippling. But the ones that are shown as a shape of leaf is correct for white oak. So I thought that too. It was like,
Just double check. And shape of the nut is appropriate too. It's a little elongated.
It is. It depends on the white oak.
Yeah.
They can vary quite a bit, even from like very round to very ovular. And I think the tree itself is very similar to that shape, but the cap looks correct to me. So I'm sure if Holly were here, she might have some small distinctions to bring out, but she is a dendrologist. So
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, it was tombstone.
Is there a mark in front of it that has some? Verbiage or something?
there's a few different markers there. There's the old one that you can't really see the carving on anymore, and then there's the newer one.
What was being collected, because it looks like it's got writing or something on it. They changed it.
Well, the one stone that is there is shaped like that. So I think that's the one that's prominent now. The one that was original is kind of hidden nowadays. It's on the other side of it.
Maybe since it's the progeny anyway, it's appropriate that there would be a tombstone.
At least one tombstone, yeah. Each time we have to change it again.
Is that where the plaque is? I wonder.
It depends on your frame of reference, really, like where you stand. But if you're standing on the cobbles, that should be kind of the angle,
Okay.
the traditional like photo of the tree that owns itself.
Okay. Sure.
Maybe a representation of that.
Of what?
Of the plaque.
I mean, I think that is the plaque, isn't it?
Oh, I
Like
see.
the tombstone.
Like a tombstone.
I haven't looked at it yet,
I
but
know,
just
it's-
as we should just go with artistic license and get rid of that.
Just make it all posts.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
think we get the idea, right?
because I think people are gonna be,
Questioning it.
yeah.
Is this Halloween coffee?
Where that you can shift it around, so that there's not more than middle.
It looks
So
like-
happen there.
I mean, I just think all the pictures I have of the tree that owns itself, except for a few from odd angles back in like 1899, have that as front and center. It's kind of typical of the photos.
If there was just some, I don't think that small image could have like literal letters and stuff, but if there was like distinctive, like just lines, like they would represent.
Trying to make it look like
Looks
it's
like it
a,
had something written.
Yeah, with the plaque.
Or the square, because is it,
Something
Or
inside
tombstones
of
have stuff written on it too.
stone toward itself. We should get a photograph and bring it before we make a decision, because that kind of looks like.
that's a good idea, Stacy.
Yeah, you gotta look at the, which, and I love her work.
Put it on the scene.
Well, if you get rid of the tomb, if you get rid of the plaque. If you get rid of the plaque, then you can get rid of this, right? Because this would have the text on the stone, and that would go, right?
Yeah.
Which means,
That's, yeah, that doesn't look like a tombstone, that does.
No, that's because it's kind of hidden,
Yeah,
one
yeah.
edge is hidden behind the post.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
angle's a little bit different, but.
I'd recommend looking at different pictures than that front one. There's quite a few others.
That's a thought, if we just had our logo on the tomb.
There you
I like the logo.
Tree council is dead.
For left it, design wise, our logo is in the back, it's small, and I don't know about
So,
that.
okay,
I think
so-
we need to have, yeah, for sure.
The brain.
And like,
check it out.
That was what I was.
There's
kind of
a lot of the
darker colors.
Yeah.
Have a little bit.
Yeah.
Or even like, we don't really need, we don't really need this that says coffee, like, it feels like it should have more
That's
tree.
nice, I like that.
Say that again?
It feels
What
like
tree?
tree in there, like this part right here, you don't really need this that says coffee. If anything, you either A, don't need it, or B, it can go somewhere, like, we know this is coffee, we're buying coffee. Right?
Right.
And then the other thing is, this is kind of the smallest logo on there, and that's our logo, like, that needs to be bigger and in.
So maybe
more
that goes over the
location.
tombstone.
And then this, if you get rid of the tombstone, then this like dark brown blurb right here, this says text from the plaque, which you would no longer need that, you know, so that could maybe free this up for. So if you didn't have this and you didn't, like, I don't know, like,
But if you make the tree
Maybe
wider,
for
it's gonna look
equal-
distorted.
what's that?
So if we make the tree wider to fill in the space, it's gonna look distorted.
Oh, yeah, I'm not necessarily saying, that. It's kind of busy.
Yeah, I think.
It's very busy and I'm not sure, like, to me, like, it just seems like if this is what you're gonna see, basically, maybe a little wider, right? I guess it'd be like that.
It'll be bigger overall.
And the coffee thought bubble, just is so prominent. I mean, that's all I.
Yeah, because of the color and the shape, it sticks out.
So does it say?
Uh, well, so I mean, that's where they have the description part.
Designed by committee.
It's always dangerous.
I mean, it's kind of cool like this, but if you wrap it, it's gonna become.
So maybe if on the top across all the way, it had the coffee that owns itself.
Yeah, I think so. Or underneath the picture otherwise, all the way across.
It's almost like this orange, like this is such a bright color, like this is where it should say the tree that owns itself, or it should say the community, you know, your local tree council or something.
I mean, it seems like you could replicate, yeah, you could have tree council on one side and then replicate that orange over here and put a tree that owns itself.
I just think like the tree that owns itself, like there's a lot of people that don't know. You know, I don't know, I feel like
Yeah, it should be pretty
it should kind of also be weirdly an education piece, right? Like some people will be like, oh, but then other people, like if they purchased it for somebody, it becomes a piece of education, right? Oh, this depicts the tree that owns itself. Oh, what's that? Well, it's this and this and this, you know? So kind of have to, in some ways, and as the tree council, we don't want to just make money off of it. We also want to have some education in the process. Like if that would be, you know, the perfect world, right?
How much education can we put on a can though?
I don't know, I'm not saying like put a lot of verbiage, I'm just suggesting that saying like, it's saying, you know, it's the tree that owns itself. It needs to be more prominent so that it's talked about.
Is there a page
I
about?
couldn't agree more, the concept, like,
Yeah.
I didn't even know that it was here until a couple of years after we were here, and my brother-in-law took me there.
Yeah.
And the tree that owns, I mean, and then it's a great concept.
What do you,
And I buy their coffee a lot for that very reason, like when I buy their coffee and it has the drive-by truckers on there, and people are like, who are the drive-by truckers? I'm like, well, let me tell you about the drive-by. You know what I mean? It becomes like a conversational piece.
I know
think that's.
QR codes are kind of ran into the ground, but I think it would be kind of smart to have something like that on there.
Yeah. Goes right to the website.
would it be possible to have, rather than having it, the actual artwork all the way around, have it go 2/3 of the way and just have a panel on the back that actually has
Little story or a
the
little,
thing about the tree council and the tree that owns itself and.
to learn more about the tree that owns itself.
Just a panel that's,
Yeah.
that it would wrap around the tree.
Yeah. And if the QR code could go to a page on our webpage with like, you know, to learn more about the tree that owns itself, or the history of the tree that owns itself, or, you know, the location, you know, like to a map, I don't know.
And we can also put like the tree that owns itself and then all the other trees in the area.
that are of interest, like the moon tree or the web tree or something, like when you go to the web page, you can see other things, but you might wanna do a tour. You could do a tour based on that.
And then Mateo, next year. Okay, then next year in the report that goes to Mayor and Commission, you get to say that that is a part of our education, our outreach and education.
Yeah.
Check the box. Yeah, checking boxes.
I mean, I like the idea of the 2/3 of it being the art and then a full panel, because I've seen some of their special edition ones where they have that. And I think it does, I think it requires a little bit of, history, something explaining it.
It'd be weird just to use to put the postcard. Impossible illegal.
The thing that's cool about this is it kind of shows the houses and the circular, yes. I mean, doing that sort of a. Or you share
Images with Melissa?
The diameter.
No.
No, okay, I was like, she might.
I think that's a good idea to
Inspira-
put the
inspiration.
tree council logo front and center. And definitely have the tree that owns itself text pretty prominent, so people can take one look at it and know what.
Yeah, I think it needs to be on the top center, the coffee that owns itself.
Or cover up that tombstone with the tree council logo. If the tombstone's freaking us out, just slap a
Well,
logo.
I'm examining it and trying to figure out why it doesn't look so.
Can we pass it back this way? We can get it in.
I think about the tree that owns itself, I think about like this.
We need a couple copies.
Yeah, it's right there. There's like a little.
So you keep saying the coffee that owns itself, is that?
Right.
Did you know you said that?
People can read it?
That's how I presented it originally.
Yeah. Is that gonna translate to
Flat
tree?
across
though?
instead of rounded.
What?
Will that translate to tree?
This one, the big
Coffee that owns itself?
I mean, if you're a rational adult that knows what the tree that owns itself is, I
Yeah.
think.
Yeah.
Buy that website.
What?
You better buy that website.
Oh,
Yeah, I wonder what that would, it would stick out in the Jittery Joe,
It sure would.
but I don't know, would it be? I mean, what would using an old black and white photograph, what would that entail? Would that be a bad idea? Just kind of
We'd have to
figuring
get permissions from whoever owns the photo.
out. Yeah.
But black and
And
white
then-
would make it look tree-like real graphically. Yeah.
I like the artwork. I think that's more interesting than just a photo.
I also think she's local, right?
Yeah.
I think people are gonna like that,
Oh,
if
yeah.
she's a local artist. I think that if this logo was not, if it was actually there, because their logo is yellow, right?
No, it's orange. Jittery Joe's is orange.
But like, I think if there was more color here, it would be less. Kind of,
Like it's not balanced.
yeah, it just kind of all sucked the color.
That was
together.
what's wrong.
So the constructive criticism to give back to her would be, do you have a good summary of, I choose
I've got,
for free, like I don't wanna.
well, we want to possibly bring the CTC logo front and center. We want coffee presented differently. Let's see, our CTC logo should be more prominent. Let's see, we need some sort of education in it. So then Phil said maybe we should do the 2/3 and then one panel all the way down with an explanation.
Or across the bottom, like, does it say the tree that owns itself anywhere in that verbiage?
No.
No, that's where that description box is on the left-hand side is what she was thinking we'd do something there.
But it's not really that common. That's with the vapor off the coffee, I'm not quite sure.
I agree that
That's what
the
it is.
background around the tree, perhaps the tree would be more obvious if the background was lighter around the tree. Dark blue just kind of bleeds into the.
Yeah, I feel like the trunk does kind of disappear into the background. And maybe even if there were highlights on the trunk and some like orangey brown color.
Light concept.
Yeah, that's, I like the tree one.
The tree is not.
I would have given it more bigger branches.
So where has the blurb?
Yeah, like
Where has this blurb? If we're gonna put stuff on the, to make it smaller and put information on the back about the tree, maybe we could put the tree that owns itself, because it's just like right here is so little. I mean, it doesn't stick out, but if we could use that space to, put
What does
the
it
tree-
say in that right-hand side in the
It
orange?
says the coffee.
No, the right hand.
Right.
It says, here we put a little blurb about the tree or community tree council. And then it has a spot for the tree council logo right down at the bottom.
Okay. So, I mean, that sounds to me like it's exactly what your idea is, Phil.
It's just,
2/3 of it is art, and then the other one is the blurb. I mean, granted, we probably need to change it around a little bit, but it sounds like she's already has the blurb.
But consolidated so that it's actually in print and would be readable rather than artistic script or something.
So square and uniform font.
fine.
In a rectangle,
Around to
a
that.
rectangle in print.
Right, and then you could put script on the artwork that says the tree that owns itself or the coffee or whatever. But I think to consolidate the information about the tree, the factual stuff and about the tree council and all, to put it in typeset in a format that would be easily
More
read.
information on the typeset than.
Sure.
like the way it's-
Yeah.
If we do a more uniform typeset, we can add more data, more
QR
information.
code or
Yeah.
whatever.
Then, yeah, but you can keep it cute over here, but the part where we're trying to put some information in. This part.
Wish I had
is on
Wish we had thought to bring, someone had, I think I drank all mine, all the cans or some other samples of their cans so we could compare the artwork on those. I seem to recall some of it being much brighter looking.
I don't know how, I mean, I have a good bit of the cans.
A lot of times they're orange, they kind of go with the Jittery Joe's theme, unless they're completely off, like widespread panic stuff, but yeah, a lot of them are, I mean, there's all sorts of ones. There's like, a running one, there's a kishibashi one with like butterflies all over it and like,
There's the bird
A lot of them have
The bird one's white.
on
Bird
the
one.
One's a white.
I know that's the kishibashi one.
Yeah.
The one with the birds, yeah.
There's a Pete the cat.
Yeah, there's a lot of Pete the Cat ones actually.
A lot of them have, stuff on the back of the cans already about the art, so I don't think that would be too far off.
Well, that art that we have is wrapping around, so part of that is on the back of the, back of the can. So it's gonna be very similar to those other ones where we'll have a spot that is not front and center when you're looking at it. And I think that's gonna be that right-hand side. But it does look like we have a lot of room on the left if we get rid of the coffee and that stuff for something else.
Yeah, honestly, you could put the panel here and that would,
I mean, gosh, we could just have 2 panels if we wanted to.
well, it's wrapped around. We could shove the tree over to one side if you want.
One panel about the community tree council, one panel about the tree that owns itself, maybe.
But
Yeah,
then
that
there's gonna be
way-
2 panels on the back and it's gonna look odd. Cause I think you should have one over the other text or something.
Just go to Trader Joe's.
Rachel brought up a bunch of Trader Joe's cans,
Mhm.
and the ones that are easiest to read are the ones that are light, have a light color background.
Okay, so maybe a lighter, I do have that lighter colored background, hopefully.
The tree is.
So we like sold on the wrapping for the can part?
What do you mean?
Versus just having like a solid picture of the tree on there, like an artwork. Like, cause a lot of them have just like a square on the front of the cans. And then like the orange breaks it up and then the back has information. I don't know if I explained that very well.
No, we're the smaller flags.
Like that one has just like a square of
Oh, yeah.
the artwork instead of it being wrapped around the can.
I mean, that's a possibility, yeah.
So the Jittery Joe's logo has a lot of orange and red in it. So, which would balance this out. Kind of thinking that, if we go to 2/3, put the tree that owns itself in, an orange and red blob, and the Jittery Joe's logo will balance that out, and then put the tree council logo kind of front and center. And then you have a third, a panel that you can put, text and QR codes. Just look at it like this. But you definitely need some of that color to balance it out, give it some symmetry. Maybe bring that acorn down here. Because it is kind of hard to get the sense of what it's going to look like without that logo, because that logo does have color in it.
But maybe we should have her do a draft that has the actual logo in so that,
Mhm.
or at least some sort of similar coloring so that we can see how it fits.
Yeah, both the logos. And I mean, that's a tiny little spot for the tree council logo. Part of the point of this venture is to bring some PR to the tree council, so that kind of should be front and center.
Please co-equal.
Mhm.
Is that for you?
I don't think I've ever actually.
We've also used that one
Yeah.
before, but that made you go just like kind of.
Yeah, I've got two different logos for the CTC, and I've never been able to tell the difference, like which one was brought in. Because I've got one that's a white oak leaf, and then the other one with like the cityscape.
Yeah.
So I'm never really sure which one was our official.
Were we shooting to do the leaf one, I'm guessing?
I like the leaf one more,
Yeah.
but I don't
Appropriate to the
know what the official is.
actual thing.
I think the leaf.
Okay.
Yeah, I was like, I don't. I would have to look at one.
I think the leaf one was the official one, and then I think that like when Mary Adway was here, like, and Ren, maybe, I don't know, a bunch of folks kind of worked on a new one, right? That's when we came up with the.
We needed something long for the letterhead.
Gotcha. Okay.
So they did some other designs that were longer, but I think the tree is the leaf is the official.
Yeah, like,
Oh,
there's your arm.
right,
This one.
because that was late, they did that one later.
Just this one.
It looks better, but yeah, here's your,
Oh.
here's what would look best in the can probably, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
well, so this one, that is
Oh,
in
yeah.
the middle,
Yeah.
that one's a little
Right.
different.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
Can we step away from this for just a minute and talk about the annual report? Because if Gary has to leave, I like if we are going to approve that with some amendments, I'd like to do that now before Gary leaves. Is that okay?
Yeah.
So changes to it. Not only did you make any of those changes or crossed out Monica?
I don't know if I crossed out Monica, I will.
Cross that, Jeff.
I made a change.
Crossed out Joe.
Cool.
District is 2, not 8. Carol would
Put
think
you as District 8? Oh,
I'll say as well.
that's why. I'm sorry about that. So let's
I
move
crossed it
that.
out on the text.
Should change her to District 2. Not District. I had you as District 9 or 8. 8 is Carol. Yeah. Sorry about that.
Which is that? Yeah, that's Carol.
I guess I didn't catch it in the last one either, in the 2024.
Really not.
All right, so I'm going to talk about the different changes that we have here. So we're going to add in Vine after Bittersweet. Make sure people know what we're talking about there. Let's see, we're taking Joe Perloff off. he is done. But I think everyone else here on the membership is correct. We're going to take off the emeritus member. Looks like there's only one of them. We're going to change Melissa to District 2. Sorry about that. And we're going to add Stephanie Green as ex officio. Your financial report, we don't need to make any changes to. Okay. So I guess I will make a motion that we accept the Athens-Clarke County Community Tree Council 2025 annual report with some changes. Those changes
what we discussed here.
we just discussed. Does anybody have any alterations to that motion that they would like to make? That sound good? Anybody want to second that motion? Second, Lauren, thank you. All those in favor, let's see hands. Very cool. Motion passes. There were no nays from members. Cool. So that's good. You can leave anytime you would like, Gary.
Another chance.
Cool. I just wanted to make sure we had that done before Gary had to skedaddle.
And whoever drafted the verbiage for that, thank you. That was
Yeah.
well done.
That's exciting.
Good. Thank you. I appreciate that. So let's see here. Accept
Do we
the.
need to vote on something to do with this rotary before we?
I don't think so. Really, that was just advising and giving them some recommendations for what they may want to use, like what trees they may want to use. I don't think we have an official like melding of them, do we?
I'm sorry, I'm done.
The rotary stuff. I think we're just kind of an advisory role, really.
We need to go back, we need to get Hall's, kind of final estimate to then, and give them the price for the trees.
Cool.
And then, yeah. Is there,
Yeah,
what work, our next steps, okay.
yep. And so once we get the estimate from Paul, I already have Jeannie ordering the trees that are for KCCB on the loop. And I actually ran into a Rotary member recently and who is like the treasurer. And so I sort of asked her how that was gonna work. And so I just have to send her the estimate and then any of the invoices, because some of those, the trees, like, they're gonna come different, they're gonna be paid differently. And the invoices are just gonna come to KCCB. So, but, and I don't think that everyone, so I'm not sure that everyone, if we didn't have a meeting where we talked about it. So we ended up finding a location, at Animal Services. And Lauren and Mateo and I met out there because, we realized time is ticking. And so in terms of planting trees and like ordering trees and getting them in and, having to hire a contractor to do them. Although we may be able to have a day of sort of service or volunteerism at the Animal Services, we decided and sort of laid out the need to go out and put stakes out there for some large dogwoods, because it's Dogwood Trail. And they had a bunch of trees die at the beginning of Dogwood Trail. And they're in a great place where they can be seen for those that are walking their potential adoptee dogs, but also from the road. So it's kind of cool because it gives like it's got great visibility for these bigger dogwood trees that we're gonna put in. And we also talked about planting a couple red buds, right? Red buds. And then, because I did talk to the chair, they were sort of asking about a volunteer event, and we have some smaller like dogwoods that we could create a good little community service along the trail, and having some of those Rotary members come out and plant some of those smaller dogwoods if they would like to contribute to that. So there's the Animal Services, Dogwood Trail, and then the KCCB, which was always kind of a part of that Loop 10, the Great Myrtle situation. So
Sounds
we're trying to knock it out, really, is what's happening. we just decided we're gonna knock it out.
And you said Jeannie or
So
coordinated her order.
Jeannie, we already have purchased the crepe myrtles, and we already had a meeting with GDOT about it. We know exactly where they're going. But we gotta get Hall out to
Okay.
that spot. And so once we get the estimate from Hall, because he's gonna do most of the installation, then I can just start to send those invoices.
Do the dogwoods survive? I mean, some dogwoods die?
I think they're gonna do really well.
Oh, okay.
They're in a slightly shaded area, which they like. They don't want to be in pounding sun, which is where we always put them. So I think they're gonna really like that spot. I think it'll be perfect for
They're
them.
good.
Yeah, I was only able to find like 15-gallon. It's about as large as I could find them, but I think that was good.
No,
No, it'll still be a very substantial tree going in.
yeah, I think they'll like the spot for sure.
There's some-
Yeah, nestled into pines that aren't super thick pines. They're all pretty mature. So there's plenty of sunflex, plenty of kind of how do I say dappled light. Yeah, which is kind of their typical, where they like to be is in that understory, a slightly shaded understory. So I think it's going to be really good for them. And I think we're trying to look for anthracnose resistant varieties, which is really, really typical nowadays. Most nurseries are going to be carrying those. So
Didn't know that was.
that's the big thing is anthracnose. Oh gosh.
We threw in a couple of red buds because they had a couple that were dying.
Mhm.
And so we thought, so it's kind of beautifying the whole area, really.
Where is this location?
So it's at Animal Services, which is, what is that, Beaver Dam? No, what?
Buddy Christian.
Thank you. Yeah, and it's right in front. And what it is a trail. It's kind of cool. It's a trail that was started many years ago, by, a colleague who now works in my department, but to have a path for people who are potentially adopting dogs to take them kind of on a solo walk and through the woods where it's just not so loud and kind of chaotic around the other dogs. So it's a really beautiful space. There's a bench along the way. And every year for MLK Day, volunteers go out and maintain the trail and have made the trail longer. So it's like an active volunteer project. So that's kind of cool too. So it was checking the boxes.
No, I love it. I love
We
it.
checked boxes to go.
Got it done.
Yeah, I can't. You gotta- Well, also because planting season,
Yeah.
so
Right.
I think they were starting to
Right
worry,
now.
we were starting to worry, and it was like, let's just.
Gotta do it soon.
And that credit goes to really, Jeannie had kind of brought it up as potential because she had, to me, because at some point she noticed that several trees had died out there, and so.
Yeah, you want to encourage people to like. spend the night shade
Yeah.
environment with their
Yeah.
dog.
And there's signage at the beginning of the trail, so it's like, it's got all the things going on, right? The signage is right there.
The road racing.
And if we can maybe talk about some signage for them down the road or something, there's already that. So it's got.
Yeah, I think it was an Eagle Scout may have done their project there and it has like a little, what do they call it? A little board that you can put stuff in under glass, kind of like we have out here now.
Yeah.
What are those called? Kiosk, there we go. So it's like a perfect spot where the Rotary could kind of tap into that and utilize that to put their little plaque for their planting, that kind of thing.
And one last thing about that is that, Stephanie did ask me, she's like the chair, about, and Stephanie, I think, about like sort of, a volunteer project for Rotarians. And so we all sort of talked about, it will be easy to do like a Saturday or Friday afternoon project where we might be able to get some CTC members out there and just, I think it'll be an easy planting project for the small trees, for the smaller ones.
No idea who that was. Anyways. So this might be a good spot for future volunteer. What else do we have to discuss?
We have our upcoming.
Arbor Day.
It's coming quick.
Yeah.
I think it's the 20th.
It's the 20th from 4 to 6 at Athens. Stacy Smith just threw together a little flyer that she, I believe, sent. But Mateo, you have it, right? She sent.
Did she send it today, late?
No, I'll go ahead. I'll make sure I send it. I thought she already sent it to you.
I probably do have it.
She's actually out of town, but it's February 20th from 4 to 6. We have trees to give away. The CTC and KCCB have done this kind of for years. It's just a way to have a free tree giveaway for Arbor Day while having a beer. Yeah, it's usually fun. So really, I know Stacy Smith and myself will probably be there, but just need some CTC representatives to bring some educational materials or whatever this group decides they may want to give away at that event.
We're gonna be available again.
Good.
White oak, bald cypress, southern catalpa. Which I'm really happy about the southern catalpa. I think it's super cool. I'll be there on Arbor Day at Authentic. I don't know if we said that. There is also the Regenerative Institute of Community Education the following Saturday or that next day. That's at Walker Park. And they're going to be planting a bunch of trees there. I went and marked them today with them. So they're planting a bunch of trees, probably something like 75 trees. They're going to have a big event, a bunch of volunteers. They were hoping that we could show up. I know I'd mentioned it in the last meeting. Gary, did you say that you were going to that, or was that somebody else?
No, I'll be at something else like the day before.
Um,
And I'm supposed to bring some of my tools back to Stacy in time for you to use them, for them to use them.
What time is that at Walker Park?
TBD.
No, Walker Park thing, I think it's at 11 a.m. But I will send out the flyer to everyone tomorrow morning. Let me put that on my, so.
I was hoping to help out, but I am gonna be leaving. But maybe if there's some setup I could do on the early side on Friday. Okay.
For the, at the Authentic?
Yeah.
There's not a lot of setup.
Yeah.
We probably have the table.
We'll bring a table. And
I don't know. Not only I'm gonna be tired, if you could put that out on the table. Cool.
Turn into it.
I'm gonna be like the James Brown of trees, you know? You can come try to usher me off and I'll just break out. No, I'm still here for the trees. Get on up.
Tara, what supplies, like educational outreach materials do you have that the CT, or does the CTC have that can be brought to that event aside from the trees? Like, we'll be bringing the trees.
We have a mix of handouts. I know, I don't know what it's kind of like a.
I've got
things over the years.
I've got piles of stuff.
Some of it's more historic than.
Yeah, you know, we've got a lot of like bare root planting documentation, kind of like a little flyer. We've got a bunch of the stuff that comes from Arbor Day Foundation, you know, like trees are good and you know, kind of explaining ways to help your trees in those little trifold brochures. What else? We've got stuff about the community or the tree ordinance, I think, which maybe Rodney made to go and do like presentations on. But that's not really handouts. That's more like explaining our tree ordinance.
That's good though.
You know what
They're
might
pretty
be
good.
helpful is like a summary of the invasive species ordinance. I get inquiries about that a lot. Like nobody knows it's a thing and it's pretty complicated in code speak.
How many pages would that take?
I mean, could we
Well,
like,
like a bookmark that just had, you know.
could we just like,
I know
is
you.
there a
like
way
for your-
You know, it's not too tough for me to explain to people. without like getting really in depth with the ordinance.
Yeah.
Because there are a few things that people have to know, like, hey, if you're gonna call on your neighbor who's had these invasive species coming in, well, first you have to get your property clean or in a clean state. And then you get code enforcement out to verify, yes, you do not have any of it here. And then when it does come across again, there's not a shadow of a doubt for code enforcement. They say, yep, exactly, it came from right there. Got pictures. So that is kind of the process that people go through. And I don't think our attorney's office has gone through with any of them quite yet.
Mhm.
So we're still trying to figure out how it's transpiring. But that's kind of the only guidance that I have so far. It's just kind of how somebody needs to set themselves up to be successful with that process. I do end up talking about it a lot. And I think we could make something that could easily explain that. Might be helpful. Might even be good for the website, for like the ACC website, my website.
I get inquiries about it from time to time, and I'll send people to the code, and it's like blah blah blah. It's a lot.
I think we should make a more digestible version of that. Code speak is really tough for people.
I mean, I try and explain it. I don't know if I'm as succinct as you are.
I do it a lot. I've worked it out. So make a more digestible explanation for me.
4 or 5 bullet points.
Might be a really good thing. I mean, we are kind of taking more interest in invasive species, so it might be something that we need to talk about a little bit more, just as kind of this general plea to people. Like, hey, we need to talk about this too. Yeah. Okay. But I've got some of that documentation. I'll take some pictures of it and show everybody what I've got. There might even be more modern stuff that would be better at this point.
Yeah. So there went through like over the years, like these processes of, redoing a brochure and having educational materials. And I think it would be really great to have something that simplifies, like, this is a good, something like the size of, not a
So here-
brochure that you open up, but just front and back, that just is like, we are the CTC, this is
Oh,
what we
that's-
do, here's how you can donate, you know what I mean? Like, we need to have something basic out there and then be able to list or QR code to learn about invasive species, to learn about the right type, just tapping in on what it is they want to know about trees. I think that that's a super important piece of education, and people are in the middle of going through like education overload too, sometimes like online. So it might be really nice, to have just something they can walk away with that has the general idea of what this council does and then links to things that they're more specifically interested in, as opposed to, tons of different flyers and materials. I don't know.
That sounds, people say, when I say I have to go to a tree council meeting, people say, ooh, that's cool. What's that?
And they're,
Yeah.
you gotta kind of have like the basic stuff before you have the complicated stuff, and I just don't know that we have that anymore. Like, there was a point like 20 years ago when we did, and then there was a whole redesign that happened. I don't know, Phil, you might remember, or Sean, like, where we did like a new brochure.
And then we had a new website and everything else, and all that has just.
Yeah, it was like,
stagnated.
there was a lot of energy for it, and then those people sort of left. And I don't even know where it's at. Like, I don't even know what we have.
I'm not sure we have a website anymore because I haven't paid for it, and
I don't think we do. Yeah, I don't think. I think us making something that talks about the CTC specifically, and not necessarily like this is how you plant a tree, because you can find that anywhere, but you can't find stuff about the CTC anywhere and easily and digestible, so people are like can understand exactly what we
maybe we get some
do.
more people on the CTC thing too.
Well, also
Yeah.
maybe like a little PR group that's like, what is the verbiage you want on the back of the can that mirrors the verbiage that those people are gonna get when they are at the authentic, that's, and also a way to get people to, donate. So I don't know. I'm like creating more work.
I'm just gonna try to find out.
All of that. I gotta go. Sorry, Mateo.
No?
I'm not trying to create more work, but I do think people are in this really crazy place, like, we just need to simplify stuff sometimes.
Yeah. Well, I like it because I don't think brochures about, just like boilerplate brochures about trees is really doing anything. I mean, it's just wasting trees, I think, honestly.
I mean, I know like our brochure for KCCB, one of the things, I'm not a huge fan of brochures, but one of the things I like about our brochure when we designed it is we designed it to be also like a donation, like, so you can fill out a part of it, flip it over, seal it, there's a sticker on it, and then like if you wanted to contribute. So it's like it's got like a double purpose, but.
I like that.
So it's got all the information inside, but then also if you want to donate to something specific, you can actually send the whole thing back in, but I don't know.
I think it's a great idea.
We need something that says who we are and what we do.
Yeah, like this.
You want it reflective too?
I think I can put this on my son's CRV because I think it was made in 2000.
Only good for 1 year.
Just a good, it would be a good at the time for his driving.
It's good from now on. I am forever 26. Okay.
Somebody has to say something.
I will.
All right, so brochures for CTC for our Arbor Day celebration. I don't know if we'll have them in time,
No.
but I think it is a very important discussion for us to be having.
Yeah.
Some sort of easily digestible, something to grab people's attention, let them know what we're doing. And I really like the idea of where you can send in a check with that. It's a little receptacle for you to send back
Nobody
money.
sends checks in the girls.
I mean,
We have PayPal.
whatever,
What'd you say, Sean?
the receptacle, if that was. Dash,
Send us cash.
Traceable.
You don't need water. We need cash.
Please can't anymore.
But can we donate online? Like, is there
We have PayPal,
the link to?
because there was, on our defunct website, there was a link to.
Yeah, I
Go to the PayPal.
Yeah.
had trouble.
That's probably why we haven't been getting any donations.
Who would holds all that knowledge on our internet or
Well, I have the password to PayPal.
to PayPal?
Yeah.
You have anything like the,
I don't have anything about
You don't have anything on the website?
website, no.
Mary Attaway might.
Yeah, we've gotten some stuff from her. I'll look it up.
Do we have other ideas on the art, or do we have any other topics that people would like to discuss? We're at 5:08 right now.
What, I missed the last meeting, and so, I read the minutes, but the community Christmas tree or the live tree, where is that discussion at? Just where it was at the end of.
We're trying to figure out what was underground.
Yeah, specifically, I think the worries about it are it's a really trying position for a tree. There's no real soil that would be good for it in that spot. I think it'd be really expensive for us to upgrade it. Yeah. But I think, the idea of a permanent Christmas tree is great. I just think the cost is really, really high.
Good idea, but.
For that.
So there's
Yeah.
a SPLOST project that on the slate of upcoming SPLOST projects, with some money for some downtown improvements.
Oh,
So, and that was originally a SPLOST project, like probably 20 years ago now, some re-landscaping around City Hall, and they ended up canceling that and using the money for Clayton Street because Clayton Street got so expensive. So that's why it looks so horrible all around City Hall. But that was a concept once upon a time, and there is, the ADDA did put in, and the ADDA has money. I mean, they're redoing College Square, they put in that other little park, so.
Also, they spent
And
a bunch of money,
To the ADDA before,
they spent a bunch of money on a tree inventory,
well, and they spent a bunch of.
and
money
I
on
already
it.
have a tree inventory for downtown.
They do have an income stream, so bringing
It's
them
like-
into the conversation, and I have brought a community tree up before to ADDA people.
Okay,
Cause yeah, every year we have to go begging for a tree and half the time it looks off. Like a couple years ago, it was ball.
yeah, I mean, it's really tough. It's really tough to find cedars that are symmetrical in
Yeah.
a conical shape.
Fun to plant a tree and watch it grow and make it a community thing, measure it, have a ritual out of that. And
I wonder if Splost, or if maybe we could make some sort of a advisory letter to say, hey, this is what we would like.
yeah.
You know, I mean, it doesn't mean that we're gonna get it, but I mean, that's what we're for, is an advisory
I mean,
board.
I've had a couple conversations casually with David and Linda and other ADDA people about, and everyone's like, yeah, that sounds like a great idea, but like.
Maybe fund a bicentennial tree.
Ah,
Wow, wow.
Interesting. Yeah, plant it.
Gotta have.
Yeah,
Rationale.
okay. Yeah, I mean, do,
it seems like where they put the tree now, underneath, there's a lot of.
well,
It's a manhole that they put it down into, and then they like jam wooden shims in to kind of hold it in place.
I mean, they'd have to install a big old tree well and it would probably cost a boatload of money, but.
What is a
There
lot
it
of
is.
money?
Yeah.
I can, how
Um,
much those things cost,
Yeah,
and they
just
put
out of
them in for all the trees on Clinton Street. I
Well,
can,
then
I
they
can
would
make
need to dodge utilities and then they need to.
they gotta excavate.
but I don't know
Right,
that
that's still-
utilities right there, there's not.
Like if we could contribute some and then ADDA.
What if they could contribute
contribute some.
all of it, we could contribute the tree.
Or guidance.
And I mean, this could be something as simple as, you know, an advisory letter that says, hey, we want to explore the idea of having a permanent solution so that we don't have to go looking for a new tree each year, and, you know, something that will get bigger and better through time, you know, where we can watch the progress of.
Partnership and
Who is this addressed to, this letter?
Athens Downtown Development.
Okay, they would get the first
David.
line.
Yeah, David Lynn and Linda Ford are the directors, and they have a whole board and they get a lot done, and they have a steady income of property tax and parking.
And I think alcohol sales, right?
No, I don't, do they get alcohol sales too? Whoa, no wonder they can afford it.
Yeah, yeah, if that's the case, yeah, yeah. But yeah, I know parking is a
Definitely
big thing.
parking, yeah, they definitely get parking revenues and property tax. There's a 1% property tax from in the downtown district. Anybody owns property in the downtown district pays an extra penny or an extra mill, I guess it is.
Okay, so I can try to write this letter
Okay, Cool.
and then you'll read it. Or we'll all read it and sign our name to it and send it. Is that the way that works? Sometimes I
Yeah.
feel like we need to mail them a hard copy.
I think we should,
Yeah.
you know, begin a letter.
Yeah.
We can kind of go back and forth with everyone if we think changes need to be made, and then vote it in next month, and then send it off.
That sounds good. That gives me a goal
Awesome.
for our next meeting. I'm sure it'll be like
I've been-
1 hour before the meeting, like, hey, you guys.
I've been griping about that miserable tree here.
For a while.
A whole bunch.
So we can edit before next meeting
No.
and discuss, possibly accept next.
We'll accept it and you have a printer here?
Yeah.
Right, and we can print it out. I'll bring a stamp.
I got, you got a real job when you got a printer you can use.
There's 7 members on the ADA,
That sounds
But
about
it's
right.
fine.
I mean, there
are not that many listed.
there's, might even be, I mean, because the mayor is a member,
Oh,
and
okay. ex
Mike
officio,
Hamby's been the
Okay, 2 ex officio.
commission member,
David Bradley.
Reed
Yeah.
Ratliff, Jeffrey Bishop, Jason Leonard, and Drew Deacon.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Oh, Drew Deacle's on there?
Mhm.
Could you say those names again?
Yeah, it's Drew Deacle, Jason Leonard, Jeffrey Bishop, Reed Ratcliffe, Kelly, and Mike Hamby, and then David Bradley from the chamber.
And David Lynn and Linda Ford, who are both former commissioners, are the chairs or the directors,
Staff, yeah,
co-directors. Yeah.
Directors.
And they have staff. They have a couple staff people too. So they get stuff done.
All right, so not only wow us, and we will all be grateful and gracious for what you provide. No pressure. It's okay.
As long as I can achieve clarity and get what I want, then I'll be satisfied.
I agree. Um,
Okay.
anything else?
You need to know anything, Melissa, from your world?
From my world, oh. I don't think so. I can't think of anything off the top of my head.
I've got
but
something
yeah,
I'd
the
like to bring up.
ADA tree thing is a good connection for us to make.
If anyone knows who is flagging all of the trees around town with pink flags and little tiny metal medallions, please let me know. I found it over in Winterville. I found it here on Lexington Highway, just closer to Lowe's from here. And now it's been downtown near Hotel Indigo, where all the old tree babies there have been tagged. Not like tagged, well, there are tags nailed into them, but then they have pink flagging around them. So
Is it a utility?
no, so I know I am pretty sure that it is just a resident, because pink flagging very specifically is always corner pins, right? Anytime you're in development, a corner pin to a lot is a pink flag, always. And all of these are pink flags. So I know that nobody who like is in the development world is doing this. I think it is just a resident.
What the heck would they be doing?
Does the tag have a number?
They all have like, yeah, because you can buy, yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
The only designation on the aluminum or metal tag is just a number.
Just a number.
No.
So I think that it is tied to development in some way, because the first call I ever got was in Winterville, and it was like whoever did it went inside of a chain link fence into somebody's private yard and tagged trees there. So that lady called me and she was like, "Hey, what are you doing?" I was like, "What are you talking about? I didn't do it." And it's happened multiple times now where people call me and they're like, "Hey, what are you doing with my trees?" I'm like, "No, it's not me. It's not me." Even the mayor called me. It's like, hey, well, his secretary was like, "Hey." Yes, really close to Julie's place. So my thought is that it is tied to development in some form or fashion, right? I think somebody is able to know that development is going to happen sometime in the future at a spot, and then is tagging the trees, likely in a way of trying to conserve them, is my guess.
Yeah, and I thought it had to do with the sidewalks that were going in.
That's the Lexington Highway part. I think that's the project that makes me think that.
On public right of way and some on private
Yeah.
property, so it's both.
Both. And then the stuff at downtown is right next to where the big hub 2 development's gonna be at, like Hotel Abacus and the Foundry, all that stuff. And they just put fences around it, and then the next night we got flags on them and pins. So I think it is tied to development in some form or fashion. So y'all just ask around, keep your eyes open. If you see somebody tagging the trees, be like, "Hey, go." No, just tell them, "Hey, call Mateo, because I want to give this person an iPad, because if they're walking around all these trees,
Yeah.
inventory them for me, please. You're at every one of these trees. Please give me data." Okay. All right. No, it's not them. I've talked to them. I've talked to Warnell. I've talked to Odom. I've talked to Bye, Melissa. I've talked to so many people.
Tag like like at an angle?
Amateur.
Or, yeah, or are they like totally?
And lose.
I think it's someone who is not not an arborist, we'll say, not a someone who's really doing a full-on inventory. It seems like it would be a resident, a lay person, if you will.
They're not
Sounds like somebody-
I don't think it's hurting the trees. One little nail in a tree that's that large.
Doing it like the way, it's the way there's
Different
different kinds
where
of
the
trees.
location
Just,
is flat.
but they, like,
Any tree that might be in the way of development, really. It feels like they're just trying to be like, oh, there's pink flags on here, contractor, you can't come and chop these down now. Even though I know you're coming.
They haven't
This-
Yeah, they obviously have not.
obviously.
Just David Bradley. Chamber.
I have not.
That's Cam. He's got his finger on a lot of things that are developing.
Okay. Yeah, I know ADDA has Chris Hughes and Brookwood Consulting doing a tree inventory. And I know I really hope it's not Brookwood Tree Consulting. If it is, oh my gosh, I'm gonna have, it better not be them. It is not them. It can't be them. But yeah, I am flummoxed at this point. I've got no clue, and I'm looking.
Well, I watch CSI all the time.
Yeah.
I think you could easily get fingerprints and get it now.
Oh, well, I just reached out to the Real-Time Crime Center, and they're going to be looking at their surveillance cameras. So
Well, if they're going into private property, that's trespassing.
yeah.
Can you see it, or is it behind the fencing they put up for the development going on?
No, it's actually outside of the fencing. So it's surprising. It's like, you're not doing the right trees. Like, if you want to do this, like, ask me. I'll tell you the real trees that you need to do this to. I mean, come on. But yeah. I don't know. So y'all just keep your eyes open for it. I really just want to go to the Real-Time Crime Center and tell them to enhance. No, enhance more, and then just keep going until I've got like facial hairs on them and stuff, like, it's you. I know that's how it happens in the real world, so they enhance.
Still recording, right?
I am naive completely when it comes to that. Anything else y'all have, or?
I have a question about those trees. Are there any, you reached out to who?
Warnell,
Is
Odom.
that real TV?
Oh, the Real-Time Crime Center, RTCC.
There's a bunch of new cameras downtown that the police have. And
Yeah.
I think IT has access to all those cameras if you
IT does.
If you're that serious about it.
Well. Okay, we'll talk to Michael Carnes about that. If anyone wants to know that the recordings downtown last for 14 days, then they get rid of them.
So you have, if you see new pink flags, you have to let Mateo know right away.
Within 14 days. I got it it was last Wednesday night, I'm pretty sure. So hopefully I'll hear back from them pretty soon. But that's how long you got.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll let you know. I don't want to pin them to the wall or anything. I just want to know what's going on. Please.
You want to mark the right trees.
Exactly.
If they like trees that much, we should get them on the tree council, right?
I know, right? Come on. But no more trespassing, please. That would be nice.
Yeah.
So, all right. Well, just want
I'll move
Motion
for
to-
adjourn.
to. I'll second.
All right.
All ayes. Raise your hand. All ayes. All right. No nays. Very good. So 5:23 we adjourn.
It's just weird.
That's weird.
It's just.
The rogue flagger.
Like,
Yeah.
really concerned about it. They're going out and doing it on their own.
Hey, have a good one. We'll see you.
If there's a lot of them, then it seems like we have to be more than one person, but it doesn't sound, it sounds like.
Oh, I think I found another tree that owns itself.
Really?
From the genetic line. So have you ever heard of this Marla Michaels?
I don't remember.
She's the copy